concepts are more important than the understanding concept are more important than understanding the scripture. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because if you understand, I think I'm misquoting, but they're gonna get me right. Understand the kingdom concepts. If you get those in you, then you can understand scripture. But if you going into scripture with the wrong concept, or even just having the wrong thought, it's dangerous.
Right.
And so what we have to do is really look at the original plan that the Father had for mankind, and we'll find this in Bereshit, Genesis 1:28, and I'll read it from this slide. Elohim blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." We see here in the beginning, the Father gave dominion to both of them to rule and dominate the earth. To them is Adam and Masa Negeb. We are to saturate the earth with precepts of the covenant of His word. Anything you want to add?
But if you look at that first, we have to be saturated. We have to have the word in us to even go out and fulfill this kingdom mandate. Because once again, once we're first colonized by the kingdom of heaven, we are to go do that to other people. But you got to go back to that creator. I don't say that creator, go back to the creator and understand, I am here to live out heaven on earth, because when we die, we're not going to heaven, we're coming right back to the earth. But that's a whole nother, I won't get into it.
Okay. And as my wife was pointing out, the beginning really shows what the Father wanted from Adam, which, he was the first Adam. So this mankind was all in Adam. When I first even looked at the word Adam, I saw that, it meant mankind. I'm like, I was like, wait a minute, was there more than one person? He's referring to him as mankind, but if you understand the principle of a seed, and that's what Adam had, he had all of mankind in his seed. And because Adam was in the earth, he was there to basically rule, dominate, and or I should say over the earth. That's what he was there to do. And the Father, he was, in an open heaven. So he had access to the Father, direct access, asking anything in the Father's will, asking anything, in His authority. That's what Adam had. Adam had the right authority because he was in right position with the Father. He was in His image and His likeness. Adam said, this a monkey, this a dog, saying all that because he was operating in His dominion. He was operating in the Father's original plan. So all these things and troubles and trials that you feel like you're going through in life, all you got to do is speak to it. You don't have to go, if you're going through something, you're supposed to speak the word. You're supposed to speak what the Father has already stated in His word, because that's the authority that He's given us legally as legal vessels in the earth in order to dominate, rule our circumstances. There's always a solution to, I'll say, a trial you may be going through, or there's a law. There's a law that you can use in order to overcome these circumstances, but people don't understand how to use the laws for their benefit. We're taught to go against law, and that's where that original idea or thought comes from, because so many Christians are being taught that law is bad, but when law is actually beneficial to us. And so many people, when you bring up a law, they think about a legalistic type of thinking, but it's really understanding how to use the laws, the kingdom laws, so that we can, as believers, function in the authority that He's given us. Go ahead.
Right, because, and just to, I guess, piggyback off of that, a lot of times it's that ambassadors or religion or Christians, whatever you want to, I don't want to say whatever you want to call it, but Christians and believers are often seen as weak. Yes. And it's because they're, for one, this grace teaching is just, I'm saved by grace, or, it's just this idea of weakness that's taught. But as ambassadors, the word don't tell me I'm weak. The word does not tell me that I can't do anything. The word tells me I can do all things. The word tells me that I would do greater things. I'll do greater things. But it's just the not knowing who you are, not knowing your kingdom mandate, not knowing that we have dominion. So why would the Father put weak people here? Is that we, like Elder Derrick was saying, getting those laws in and having to understand them, because if you get those laws in and you understand how to work them, and like the Holy Spirit is illuminating your mind, you won't be anything to play with. And that goes back to when you know your purpose and you know who you are, you're essentially unstoppable because you're empowered by the word. You ambassadors, the kingdom of heaven back them up when they go somewhere. So as ambassadors, we're not here alone. We're not here just to figure stuff out. We're here with purpose.